Hello, welcome to the SLD, OHI, OI, and TBI Districts Contacts Asynchronous Content for the 2020 Contacts Meeting. My name is Janet Good, and I am the coordinator of the Technology and Learning Connections team. We are part of the Problem Solving and Response to Intervention project at the University of South Florida. This video is in collaboration with the Florida Department of Education, Bureau of Exceptional Education and Student Services. Today, I will be discussing technology to overcome the distance. Let's pause and reflect for a moment. What lessons have we learned since that first week in March? Do you have a clearer, in-focus sense of what your district needs are? Maybe your school or your classroom, maybe even a specific student. Have you begun to create learning environments that truly leave no one behind? In response to the pandemic and questions from districts, the PS-RTI project and Beth Hardcastle got together to answer some critical questions. This document, Tiered Instruction and Intervention Across Learning Environments, was created. This is the first in a series to help school and district leadership maximize the effectiveness of their MTSS across different learning environments. This and all the resources from this presentation are available on the Contact Meeting website under the Technology tab. In analyzing the effectiveness of core, supplemental, and intensive instruction across different learning environments, leadership teams should ask the following questions. For the purpose of this presentation, I've highlighted just a few key points to consider across the tiers. Are all students provided with evidence-based learning supports across all learning settings? Are all students fully engaged across all learning settings? What specific supplemental learning supports are needed? What supports, assessment, and staff are needed? Each district created continuous learning plans or instructional continuity plans to ramp up your online learning. Have you now taken time to analyze and review your plan? To review your policy and practice? Has your district leadership team included the provision for Bookshare or Learning Ally? We have an opportunity to open learning for so many students by providing multiple means of engagement, action, and expression. Continuous improvement across learning environments requires leaders to continually assess and problem solve. Online connectivity, devices, communication, and materials for all students. Once we know what our learners need, we need to consider how to design our lessons and projects and how we design flexible learning spaces to support learners and activities in our classrooms every day. Since our educational system is no longer primarily classroom-based, we have to also develop network learning systems that incorporate classrooms, homes, physical and virtual instruction, materials and resources, and digital and mobile technologies. This networked system has to be universally designed and accessible to meet the needs of your students. Additionally, supports must be in place to support instruction and interventions based on student data. As we shift to embrace our new normal, we have to keep design in focus, because this really is requiring us to think about things differently. So to talk about what you already have. First, are you a Mac user or a PC? To start with what you have, I want to first start with Apple. They have a quote that states, "Technology is most powerful when it empowers everyone." You will find their accessibility features under Accessibility. Windows states, "Windows 10 brings meaningful innovation to all people, whether you have a disability, a personal preference, or a unique work style." The accessibility features can be found under Ease of Access. Start here. use and become familiar what you currently have built into your system. Chrome offers the extensions that allow you to customize the tools you need. Microsoft has also begun to prioritize accessibility. They remind us that more than 1 billion people worldwide experience some form of disability, but only 1 in 10 have access to the assistive technology they need. They are helping to shift the market model by having built-in accessibility features. These companies are being so responsive in adding additional features. You will just need to stay current. Next, we're going to look closer at each category: SLD, OHI, TBI, and OI, and the other technology tools or learning supports that can help offer our students some options to overcome the distance. Specific learning disabilities. A specific learning disability is defined as a disorder in one or more of the basic learning processes involved in understanding or in using language, spoken or written, that may manifest in significant difficulties affecting the ability to speak, listen, read, write, spell, or do mathematics. Here we see 6 areas that impact students with specific learning disabilities and that can help us to identify possible learning supports. For the purpose of this presentation, I will focus on 3 in each of the categories. Every learning support area will be addressed. For the SLD category, let's look closer at a few learning supports for math, reading, and writing. The first tool in the math category is Choreograph. This app is appropriate for students in grades 6 through 10, and it animates geometry. Kids build movable characters using pictures of themselves or objects, then create animated dances or other appropriately ridiculous scenarios. Users can visualize the geometry with angles and coordinates. ModMath. This is a free iPad app that helps students with dysgraphia. In addition to basic math problems, ModMath handles complex algebraic equations, from multiplication and long division to variables and quadratic equations. Dysgraphia affects kids with dyslexia, ADHD, autism, dyspraxia, as well as other disabilities. Our third tool is GeoGebra. GeoGebra is an interactive geometry, algebra, statistics, and calculus application. It is intended for learning and teaching mathematics and science from primary school to the university level. Reading. If you need a tool that blends reading and writing, consider the Neo Smart Pen. The Neo Smart Pen is a digital pen that digitizes the writing on paper. Everything is recorded on a piece of neocode paper and is instantly digitized and saved in a sync device. Immersive Reader. This is a free tool that can improve reading comprehension. It helps emerging readers read at higher levels. It offers text decoding solutions for students with learning differences, such as dyslexia. You are able to change the font size, text spacing, and background color. Students can choose between 2 fonts to optimize to help with reading. It offers text to be read aloud and the option to change the speed of reading. VoiceStream Reader. VoiceStream Reader is an app that reads any type of file: Bookshare, PDF, Word, PowerPoint, and other ebooks or PDF files from anywhere: Dropbox, the cloud, iOS, or websites. VoiceStream Reader uses high-quality speech and is universally designed for everyone, whether you have a blindness, low vision, dyslexia, autism, or motor function issues. Writing. The first resource is an iPad apps for learners with dyslexia. This was produced by Call Scotland. It identifies relevant, useful apps and categorizes them according to difficulties faced by individuals with dyslexia. It is called iPad Apps for Learners with Dyslexia, Reading and Writing Difficulties. This has been the most popular poster that they have produced and now has been downloaded over 140,000 times from the Call Scotland website. I have provided the full document in the resources file for you. What is most helpful is the organization. In the center, you'll see reading, memory, organization, and writing. They then break it down further. For writing, we have typing tutors, word processing, audio notes, note-taking, writing support, keyboards, and sentence structure apps. This allows us to focus on needed areas to allow a student to try and select the tool they prefer. Evernote. Evernote is an app designed for note-taking, organizing, task management, and archiving. This app allows users to create notes, which can be text, drawings, photographs, or saved web content. Evernote does a commendable job in trying to keep the same functionality between the different platforms and apps. Read and Write from Text Help. Read and Write offers an easy-to-use toolbar that includes dyslexia tools that makes documents, files, and web pages more accessible. Other health impaired. Other health impairment means having limited strength, vitality, alertness, including a heightened alertness to environmental stimuli that results in limited alertness with respect to the educational environment that is due to chronic or acute health problems. Learning supports in the areas of cognition are executive functioning, social emotional, and telepresence offer options for students to access their curriculum. We're going to look closer at the areas of executive functioning, social emotional, and telepresence. The first tool is Remember the Milk. Remember the Milk is an application for task and time management. It allows users to manage tasks from a computer or smartphone, both online and offline. It allows students to add assignments, due dates, and to do their to-do list by text, email, or directly on the platform homepage. Identifier app. This is a free app that includes online games that build executive functioning skills. They also have the Companion app. This app uses artificial intelligence and is created for older students with disabilities that need support managing course schedules or schedules just in everyday life. Choice Work app is a learning tool for helping children complete daily routines, understand and control their feelings, and improve their writing skills, whether it's turn-taking or just not interrupting. This app is designed to provide clear and consistent support to foster a child's independence, positive behavior, emotional regulation, both at home and school. Social emotional. Forest is a very popular productivity app that helps students beat their phone addiction and manage their time in an interesting and pleasant way. Users earn credits by not using their cell phone, and they plant real trees around the world to get credits. This app helps increase engagement, attention span, and concentration. Calm is an extension in Chrome. Calm is a great way to build in a break. It helps lower stress and anxiety with guided meditations, stories, breathing programs, and relaxing music. Social Adventures offers a simple daily activities and short lessons to help students become more socially adept. Social Adventures recommends that there is facilitation from an adult to provide the greatest outcome. Telepresence. Kahoot. Kahoot is a game-based learning platform used as educational technology in schools. Its learning games, Kahoots, are user-generated multiple-choice quizzes that can be accessed via the web or a browser or app. This tool is engaging and allows all students to engage in learning, whether you're in brick and mortar or in an innovative online setting. Xiteboard Whiteboard is an interactive whiteboard that works on any device, laptop, tablets, or mobile devices. It is optimized for both Safari and Chrome. This online interactive whiteboard is a great tool that enables teachers and students to work together in real time. Class Dojo is a popular school communication platform that teachers, students, and families use to build a close-knit community by sharing what's being learned, whether it's at home, through photos, videos, and messaging. Traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injury means an acquired injury to the brain caused by an external physical force, resulting in total or partial functioning disability or psychosocial impairment, or both, that adversely affects educational performance. The term applies to mild, moderate, or severe, opened or closed head injuries resulting in impairments of one or more areas, such as cognition, language, memory, attention, reasoning, abstract thinking, judgment, problem solving, sensory, perceptual, and motor abilities, psychosocial behavior, physical functions, information processing, or speech. As you can see, several areas can be impacted for those with a traumatic brain injury. Let's look at the learning supports in the areas of sound and audio, communication, and memory. Most of you will recognize these. Apple EarPods. This universally available and socially acceptable tool offers both noise canceling and personal amplification. Next is Samsung earbuds, giving students the opportunity to select the tool they prefer. Both EarPods and earbuds help with focus and the enhancement of sound. Another universal tool is the Red Cat sound system. This sound system is a classroom-based amplification. It is an all-in-one classroom system that delivers intelligible speech to the whole room. Communication. I want to mention here that every district has identified assistive technology specialists. If you need guidance or support, they can offer valuable input to the conversation. Communication. Our first item are manual boards. These are low-tech tools or backup systems. These boards display photos, symbols, or illustrations to help people with limited language skills express themselves. The user can gesture, point to, or blink at images to communicate with others. Communication boards are just one type of augmentative alternative communication, or AAC device. The caution is when the communication partner misses the communication attempt. Here's another wheel from Call Scotland. This wheel provides a categorized guide to iPad apps for individuals with complex communication support needs. The center circle breaks down full communication systems, text-based, school-based grid systems, and hybrid app structures. Communication skills area, such as skill-building apps and specific approaches such as POD, PECS, or visual schedules. The final area they break down is simple communication apps, giving you a broader sense of the features available in these apps. Dynamic display communication devices. Here you want to connect with your speech pathologist as well as the local assistive technology specialists in your district. They can support with the trials and data collection to help support the students in using this device. Dynamic display communication devices are designed for individuals with communication or speech disabilities. These high-tech devices allow students to access large amount of vocabulary within a computerized system. Devices typically resemble or are built into computers, smartphones, or touchscreen tablets. Memory. Remind is a communication platform using text messaging. Students are able to initiate conversations with their teacher. Teachers are able to send real-time messages to a person, a small group, or a whole class. Sticky screen. Sticky screen is one of my favorites. It is a sticky note in your browser. Sticky screen lets you put 3 short notes on a sticky and place it in the center of your screen. If you make sticky screen your internet browser's homepage, your reminders will stare you in the face every time you open your window or tab. How many of you are currently wearing a smartwatch? Revive is a simplified version for students. It reminds students to get back to work. Instead of an embarrassing tap on the shoulder from the teacher, students feel a gentle, automated vibration reminder from the Revive on their wrist. This type of discrete redirection empowers students to complete their work independently, improving self-confidence. Our final area is orthopedic impairment. Orthopedic impairment means a severe skeletal, muscular, or neuromuscular impairment. The term impairment resulting from congenital abnormalities, including but not limited to skeletal deformity or spina bifida. The impairments resulting from other causes, including but not limited to cerebral palsy or amputations. Your assistive technology specialist is going to be very helpful in supporting these students in identifying learning supports. The final learning support areas we're going to look at are switch systems, alternative computer access, and mounting. Switch systems. Switch systems are assistive technology tools used by students with motor or cognitive impairments to access and control computers, smartphones, wheelchairs, appliances, or other devices. First up are switch interfaces. Switch interfaces are an access aid used to connect a switch or similar device to a computer. They provide a bridge allowing students to control the computer, tablet, or mobile device. Here we have the switch click interface from AbleNet. This is an all-in-one USB interface that simulates a left mouse click while maintaining full access to the keyboard and mouse. Switches. There are many different types of switches. This is where your AT specialist or occupational therapist can provide input. They will assist you in identifying the proper and most reliable site for access of the switch, as well as the switch features needed for the student. A few features that are explored include, but are not limited to, switches that have different force, feedback, surface size, activation type, as well as looking at the student's preferences and what best meets the needs. Alternate access. Here I wanted to start with the Easy Flex Stylus first. This simple, low-tech support may be the tool that allows a student the ability to independently access the standard keyboard. This Easy Flex Stylus is an adjustable stylus that allows you to position it in just about any position, whether it's between the fingers, above the hand, under the hand, or around the wrist. Your OT or AT specialist will assist you in identifying the appropriate tool. Joysticks and trackballs. Trackballs are basically upturned mice, so rather rolling the mouse, you keep it static and roll the ball on top using your fingers, thumbs, palms, or even feet. When you have a pointer where you want it, you don't need to grip the ball while you just click the button. Joysticks are movable handles that are perpendicular to the base. These are good tools for students with limited control of their fingers or hands. In both of these categories, I wanted to point out the accessibility systems within Apple and Windows 10. The accessibility keyboard is a fully customizable and gives users advanced typing and navigation capabilities. and it includes toolbar support as well as improved typing, auto-capitalization, and word suggestion. Mouse keys. If you're having difficulty using a mouse or a trackpad, use mouse keys to control the cursor with a numeric keypad. Press a number key as the mouse button and use other number keys to move around the screen or to drag and drop items. It provides easy navigation menus for the dock and all your windows. Switch control is assistive technology that lets you use built-in features as well as switches, a joystick, or other adapted devices to control what's on your screen. So you're able to fully interact with your iPhone, your iPad, your computer, or your Apple TV without touching it. Mounting. Here is another area that I want you to collaborate with your district AT specialist. Our first item is a simple wrist or arm support. Students with hand dexterity impairments would benefit from a wrist or arm support to support them in their writing tasks and to assist with fatigue. Mounts. For students that need physical access, mounts are used to secure items such as a speech-generating device, a notebook, a computer, a tablet, a cell phone, or switches. Mounts can be attached to the wheelchair, a table, or be a standing floor model. Your local assistive technology specialist has access to our AT and UDL loan library and can assist you in finding the appropriate mount for a student. Grips. Here is a simple low-tech solution using contact shelf liner. This non-slip liner keeps items on the table. The grip eliminates items from being moved out of reach for the student. Now that we've reviewed several items that can help students overcome the distance, let's look closer at universal design and our standards. Universal instruction is a provision of flexible instruction that is designed to be adaptable to meet the needs of all students. 4 components of universal instruction that are common in Florida are a multi-tiered system of supports, universal design for learning, differentiated instruction, and specially designed instruction. Language for universal education can be found in our Florida Statute on Inclusion, which includes: the teachers and administrators support universal education and have knowledge and support available to enable them to effectively teach all children. If your universal instruction isn't strong enough, then you'll find that you have more students who need intervention than you have intervention resources to support them. We know from experience in neuroscience that individuals learn in varied ways. Universal Design for Learning, UDL, provides educators with practical strategies and techniques to ensure that all learners can meet high expectations, whether it's our state standards or the coming best standards. Our standards ensure access to the general education content. To be successful and overcome the distance, many students will benefit and need technology learning supports. Some may be universal supports you need to put in place. Some may be personal or individual that allows a student to access the curriculum. Whether you're teaching in a brick-and-mortar classroom or innovative learning environment, a variety of standards-aligned resources are available to assist teachers with learning activities that address all learners. Resources provided offer recommendation for ways to accelerate learning, multi-tiered instruction and intervention strategies, master scheduling, pacing guides, resource maps, UDL, and accessibility opportunities. Finally, I encourage you to unpack the document I referenced in the beginning, Reconceptualizing Educational Systems in the 21st Century, leveraging UDL, MTSS, and technology to create a universal education system. To find out what learning media students are most fluent with and develop effective instruction addressing the grade level standards, I want to loop back around to learning media assessments. Yvette Idefin already shared information on the UPAR. Let's look at 2 other resources that are available to you. From the National Center on Accessible Educational Materials. They provide 2 tools, the AIM Navigator and the AIM Explorer. The AIM Navigator is an interactive tool that facilitates the process of decision-making around specialized formats of print instructional materials for an individual student. The 4 major decision points in the process include determination of need, selection of format, acquisition of format, and selection of supports for use. The AIM Navigator also includes a robust set of guiding questions and useful references and resources specifically related to each decision point. Different scaffolds of support are built in so that teams can access information at the level needed to assist them in making informed, accurate decisions. The AIM Navigator is not a screening or diagnostic tool that results in a prescriptive report. Rather, it is a process facilitator that guides the work of a collaborative team as they work through the AIM-related needs of an individual student. The AIM Navigator is designed to be used by IEP teams and other collaborative teams that include students, families, and school personnel. The AIM Explorer is a free downloadable simulation tool that combines grade-level digital text with access features common to most text readers and supported reading software. Settings for magnification, colors of text and background, text-to-speech, synthetic and human, text highlighting, and layout options can be manipulated to help the educators, families, and struggling readers decide ways in which these supports can be configured to help with access to and understanding of text. The AIM Explorer collects information and prepares a summary that can be printed or saved to your computer. I've also included the Learning Supports Rating Scale developed by our Technology and Learning Connections team. This is a great tool for districts, schools, and teachers. You're able to look for evidence of the indicator in the following areas: instructional media formats, accessibility supports, comprehension features, instructional features, expert learner supports, 21st century skills, and behavioral supports. School teams are able to have discussions about what they currently have in place, as well as areas that need to be addressed. What features should be included when making purchasing decisions for instructional materials or software or apps? When the evidence supports the presence of the features, you can be assured that supports are in place for students. I want to wrap up with a quote from John Mundorf. He reminds us of the importance of design. Disability is defined in the interaction between the vulnerabilities of an individual and the limitations for their environment. All resources associated with this presentation can be found on the Contact Meeting website under the Technology tab. On behalf of the planning team, we look forward to seeing you October 16th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you.